Hello everyone, Resilience Beyond Menopause. This is the VIP Speakers Only workshop, and what I'm going to do here is really do a deep dive into my process to move through resistance and get results. Resistance to Results is one of my talks that I do when I am doing a talk, and you saw the talk, if you watched it, in the Resilience Beyond Menopause forum. And I talk about the three anchors, the first one being clarity, knowing what you want, setting a clear target from where you currently are to where it is that you want to go. And the second anchor, that's anchor number one, clarity. The second anchor is setting the path. And the third anchor is having a process to move through resistance when, notice I didn't say if, when it comes. Because anytime we go to do a new thing, a challenge, something different, we're implementing new habits, we will have resistance. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to set this down, and I'm going to show you this. Yes. Beautiful. Nice, 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 nice. Ha 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 ha. Look at that. We did it. All right. So what we'll do is, there you go. My table's not quite long enough. All right. All right, so this is, haha, see Wonder Woman there? This is the journal that I created as a eating coach. And it's a 30-day journal with vision board. And it's on Amazon. And I also give away a free version, 3-day version of this, which is actually 4 days. But it's a free version that I give away at my talks. In the beginning is a little bit of blah, blah, blah about me, a little more about my story. And then you get to what's referred to as day one. And day one is going to come with a part to read. And this one is setting intentions. And you'll see the date was February 20th of 2024. One thing I've learned through this journaling process is that when I redo this journal, I will have a set place that says date, because that's the part that has irritated me from time to time, because I forget to put the date. And then when I'm reminded, I have to try to figure it out. All right, so this one, you just read the what's written, and then you write what comes to you. And I'll usually do like one sentence, maybe 2 sentences, or if something just comes flooding at me, I just write it all out. And then I start drawing. And initially it's just, in this case, it would have been 3 circles and a triangle. And the triangle represented the workshop that I was going to do, which was going to kick off a 3-day challenge. And that represented the 3-day challenge. And then all of the lines represent any resistance that I have in this, any nervousness, any concern, anything that's messing in my head. Like, oh, what's this one going to think? What's that one going to think? All that foolishness. So while I'm drawing it and rounding all the corners, you round all the corners, because our brain sends signals. I think our mind sends signals to our brains, and it's through neurons, and neurons are all round and bouncy like cells and amoebas. You know, they just boom, boom, bounce into each other. And so our brain sees shapes and colors in the back part of our brain for where the neurons and stuff send signals. Now, this is stuff I've overheard from the neurographic artists who teach this stuff and are certified. I am not certified. I'm just sharing what I do. But from the experience that I have had in what I call drawing it out, that's why I share it. And as we go through this, you will understand more what I mean by that. All right, so up here is the words, and here, and that are like, if you saw me in my face, I would say like up around your forehead and the front of your brain. We recognize words there, but the neuron signal senders represent shapes and colors. And when I see like this, when I pull this out and see this, my brain just gets like this charge. It really does. I'm like, oh yeah. Not only that, when I go back and look over these drawings after I've done them, like I did this February 20th, and it took me until the 21st to finish it. When I look over it, I'm like, oh yeah. And my brain says, oh yeah, we helped you do that. All right, so day 2 was actually the day 2 of the challenge. And no, actually it was the day 3, because I did day 1 and day 1 is just the page in the journal. Okay, it does not represent the chronological day in the journal. It's just, it's kind of like day 2 is page 2 of the journal. We'll put it like that. A day represents a page for saying and writing and a space to draw. All right, now one thing I pointed out on this one, in the beginning, I would put like a little legend down here. So the triangle right here, this is how it started. The triangle represented me, and this circle, oh shoot, the triangle represented me, and the circle represented going live. And this was something that was nerve-wracking for me. And so I drew it out. I said, I'm just going to draw it out. And then what developed in this, if you look at it, to me, it looks like a butterfly. And when I was first starting, there was just the triangle, the circle, and then the mindful lines about I'll go live and it will come to me what I will say. And after a while, it won't be as nerve-wracking. I will get used to it, kind of things like that. This is just, again, this is my process to work through resistance. So when I get to a point and I'm trying to hit a next step in my journey, and I'm having some resistance, I'll say, I got to go draw it out. I'll go draw it out. And I grab my tools. This is my tool bag that has shape tracers, markers, colored pencils, and I use mostly the black, as you'll see, always the black in here for my mindful lines. And there is no hard and fast rule as far as you have to have all the lines like rounded before you can start colors, because as you'll see, when I get to the final day, I am still working on it. This is day 3. Day 3 started in the legend. This was a phone and the Facebook group. I was using my phone to go live inside the Facebook group, which was then called Intentional Eating Hub, because I was an eating coach. And this journal was designed for me as an eating coach. But as we know, that has transitioned to a motivational speaker. And the cool thing is, as you go through this and I explain things, this was March 2nd, and my message to myself was just stay steady. And that was because I was going live pretty much 6 days a week at that time. And I was just kind of getting used to going live, so it was good for me. We do what we need. I heard someone say that recently, and I totally agree with that. It was something that I needed. So staying steady this was representing me staying steady inside the Facebook group and keeping my message being delivered and out. Let's see. Then on to day 5 was a self-care ritual. Okay, so let's see. Self-care is the key to less health care. My message has to get out, and finding smarter ways to reach people is a part of my self-care. My passion and purpose are to help others eat their best life. This is when I came up with my new name of Eat Your Best Life. And that's what I changed my Facebook group. I think if I look, I bet that's when I did it. And this represented, I did 2 circles, this circle and this circle, and it represented tapping into new ideas. Oh, sorry. I did this circle, and it represented tapping into new ideas. And that's what that little legend, for a while I was doing these legends, which I'm really glad I did, because sometimes when I read the words, I don't remember it as easily. And as you can see, like the shapes and the designs, they just kind of come based on where the lines go and what colors I randomly pick. Now, March 18th was Opportunities in Disguise. Help me, brain, subconscious side, to notice the opportunities and not be distracted by the obstacles mirage. I am not afraid. I was born to do this, said Joan of Arc. What's in you is stronger than what's in your way. It's not about asking for it to be easier. It's about knowing your own strength. Live at 5. I was having fun with saying live at 5. I just thought that was cool. And it kind of gave me a little bit of, it was like a security blanket for a while. Ideas bringing on guests and speakers live on the Facebook group. And down here, you see this? I wrote labor. Labor. Overcoming obstacles and labor. This was a challenging time for me. I had been in leadership for a while, and I'd been doing workshops for a while, and my goal was 15 workshops, and then I was going to revisit what I was doing and see if I needed to adjust something. So there was some challenges, and I really needed to just draw it out. And as you'll see on this one, from March 18th to the 21st, I did this fairly quick, because you'll see some of them, it takes me a couple weeks. But this was, and down in the bottom, I had written, I feel like I'm in labor. I remember this when I was doing the video earlier, that you weren't able to see these drawings, which is so important, and that's why I have to redo it. When I was like, oh my God, was I ever in labor? It's just amazing to revisit this. And yeah. So, okay, positive affirmations. Now this one you'll notice March 23rd to the 2nd. So this was over a week that it took me to finish this. And this particular one, I am willing to catch a vision, consistently provide the message that has the power to change health going forward. Call to action is at times just as much being consistent as it is coming up with new. Stay steady and provide guidance to those who are ready to listen. Standing up in my power. I am woman, hear me roar. This was March 22nd to April 1st was the dates. And I guess I disagreed with it because I wrote 2 dates. Now, this particular drawing is me standing up in the power. And don't those look like thighs and maybe arms? And like this is a wing or 2 wings in the back. So I drew this and I put it on Facebook. And then Carolina texted me and said, Jackie, that picture that you drew, look at this that I saw in the sky. She saw a cloud in the sky that looked just like this. And she shared it with me. And I was like, wow. I told her that I wrote this saying I'm standing up in my power, and I feel like I am. So this was day 7. This was the first 7 days of the journal. Now, at the next point is where you do your review and reflection. And so from February the 20th through the April 1st, I came to this point. I did all of this back there. So now I'm reflecting, and I wrote small consistent steps in the direction of where I'm desiring to go will make all the difference on sustainability and perseverance to arrive. Don't underestimate the power of small, consistent steps. Small steps done over and over make big changes. Consistently building community and space for women to be. 7-day review and reflection. Let go of fear, intimidation, control, stagnant. Breathe freely in the new air, energy, and opportunities. All right. So here I drew small, consistent steps done over and over and over again blossom into bigger results. And notice these colors that I chose. They're very similar to my what will be, because right now we're back in April, my branding colors for Resilience Beyond Menopause. See these colors? Very similar to my branding colors. Now, day 8, when I saw this the last time, I was like, oh my God, day 8, the number 8, new beginnings. Well, this was April the 15th, and it took me till April 28th to do it. Now, this was doing the journaling kickoff. The journaling kickoff was basically my final event that was around being an eating coach, an intentional eating coach. And this, I said, getting the journaling kickoff prepared and executed with grace and warmth, creating an environment to contain space, adopt healthier eating habits. Journaling kickoff. So my journaling kickoff is getting ready to go. But the journaling kickoff itself, it was a new path. And when I drew this, once I was done, I was like, oh my God, that looks like a woman's leg with a red pump walking down a new path in the midst of a garden. And this is on day 8, new beginnings, new path. And I did not plan that leg. That leg came out when I did the colors. And notice this too. This particular drawing, I have a lot of different shadings. I did different shadings. I don't do that in all of them. Some of them I do. And I even did color shading, some color, and that is just a lighter shade and a darker shade. And it just, I don't need to make this up because it just happens. And when you start to do it, you'll see what I mean. So on to day 9, and look at this. Look at these colors that my brain picked. It's, again, very similar to my branding colors. Actually, these are moving closer into my branding colors. Now, this was my first talk. It was called How Will I Do This? And I was actually on a cruise ship when I gave this talk, and my live got cut off 2 times, so it was a 3-part talk. I'd just come back and say, here's part 2. And I finished my talk. It was a 20-minute talk, and I did it. And this was me. It was my very first one. And I was doing it inside the Mama Genius festival. And I, as an eating coach, I changed my message a little bit so that I could do the event. And a lot of people, when they come to me to get on Resilience Beyond Menopause, they'll say, this is my message. Do you think it really fits your event? I say, yeah. As a matter of fact, any message as a speaker, you can cater it to whatever the event is. Because if it has the people in it listening, and they're listening, and your message or your energy or your personality connect with them or someone they know, then they were able to find you. Because our message is only gonna be able to deliver what it set out to do if we let it go, if we deliver it, if we get on stage, get the mic and talk. So that's what I did. I said, yeah, I'll speak on your event. And so I went on Mama Genius Festival, and I did How Will I Do This? As I've raised 5 children as a single parent. And I figured I'm qualified to talk about being a mama. So that's what I did. And day 10, look at this. these, again, the colors of branding. And it's, I mean, it's right here. And then this is the new path where I was becoming the motivational speaker and the event host. And this is, you know, that first talk. And then Resilience Beyond Menopause Forum was born. And look at the colors. Again, the branding colors are shifting a little bit more. This is where it was all being developed, though. And for day 10, this was May 6th through the 30th. I was on a Norway cruise. Standing up the Resilience Beyond Menopause Forum landing page and setting the payment emails and level tags was a big accomplishment. Now I know how to do that. On the next step, on to the next step, one step at a time, learning new, then rinse and repeat. I want to learn what I can and get this forum completed with little stress and clunkiness, but it's okay. And basically what that meant was, and here it was just, this whole thing was about Resilience Beyond Menopause Forum as the host and getting the speakers. And this was round 1. And this took me until May 30th to get it done. And this was when, you know, earlier I was in labor. Well, here we gave birth on day 1 of round 1. And then right before it started, I was having some technology blocks doing the emails. So this represents Resilience Beyond Menopause Forum, and this represents the river of information that I need to send to the speakers and the attendees. And moving through the block was this one. And it was focused on fiber, right? In order to move through a block. Well, this was a block that I needed to move through, and with automation and emails. So that was day 11. And then day 12, Mindset Matters, Embracing the Flow. And this was actually June the 18th. See that? And the Resilience Beyond Menopause was the 18th to the 28th, round 1 was. And leaning into the creative flow and watching how it expands and magnetizes others to do the same. I love that. I'm going to save that quote. Looking over the results from the Resilience Beyond Menopause Forum and all the excitement that was created is very encouraging and helpful for planning the future events. Embracing the flow. And that's what this is. I was embracing the flow. The colors were coming together, right? For the branding, the colors are coming together even more so in this one, right? Isn't this crazy how they just did that? And then for this one, this is round 2. And look, these are the branding colors. These are the final branding colors. And this was getting the information out with my new branding colors in the ripples going out through internet, ocean, highway. And promotion of round 2, Resilience Beyond Menopause, the messages are going out and causing ripples on the water of information ocean. Sharing my story on many different stages is getting the message out and awareness to Resilience Beyond Menopause. The more I share my soul talk, the better I'll get at delivering, and the listeners will help spread the word about RBM. And that's what I did to get through and set up Resilience Beyond Menopause 2. Now this was started, now look at that, day 14. So this was done July 26th to August 18. Day 14, Reflect and Recharge, didn't start until September 1st. And that's what I mean when I say I'm not tethered to this. I use it when I need it, but oh, how I have needed it. And this, I started, you may have seen some of the work on it inside the Intentional Habits Hub. And some of the, like this color was jumping out at me. I was like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. Those are, and brown keeps yelling at me too. But this is the Intentional Habits Hub. This is Resilience Beyond Menopause Forum. which is, these are both Facebook groups. And this is Pathfinders. It's a mastermind, and that is my program. And between the two of them, people find out about the program. And that's what this is. This is a deck of cards that I use to outline the rectangle. And then I use my coaster from the Chamber of Commerce, my very first live event that I hosted, and nobody showed up for 3 days. And I went live during it. So I keep this, and I use this as circles shapes. So this one's not done yet. And then after this, because this is day 14, this is another review and reflect. So this will be week 2 within the day counts, 2 7-day journal events. And so after I finish this, that's what I'll move on to. Oh yeah, and I wanted to point out that, see, there's no writing here. There's just words, and I put whatever I want. And it's the whole thing to just do what I do. And then it will be on to day 15. Yeah, so there you have it. That is the inside scoop of what I did to keep moving and keep going through this here journey that I am on in creating Resilience Beyond Menopause, giving birth to it while I was in labor with it. And during that day 8 was, day 7, before I got to day 8, I remember I was very discouraged, very disgruntled. I had an experience with a leader that I had a lot of respect for that could have deflated me, but it didn't. It pretty much sparked me. And I said, yeah, that's okay. And I just kept moving. And I said, I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to draw it out. And I knew that after 15 days, I was going to revisit and reflect. And when I did that, I saw an opportunity to not only make a stage for myself, but to bring a lot of sisters with me. And we will speak together. We will lift hearts together. We will rise together. And it is a beautiful thing. So thank you for being a VIP guest on Resilience Beyond Menopause 2. And there's a couple of you that were here for round 1 and 2. And thank you for that. It's so nice to have in your corner. You know, you got ladies in your corner that are doing what you're doing, and we're doing it together. And that way we don't feel like we're out here by ourselves. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll say ciao for now. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your commitment to both you and to those that you will serve and do serve. And we will see you on the speaker trail, but ciao for now.